Good evening and welcome to Monday Night Live, to our second edition. We're going to be talking about investing in the Czech Republic, whether it's smart or not. After our first edition, I don't know how I feel about it, but here we are again talking to Joe Bushing, yet
Evening,
again,
Max.
our interviewee. How are you, Joe?
Doing well,
Good to
Max.
see you
Good
again.
to see you again.
Please take a seat.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Joe, second week here. I myself have done a little more research. I mean, I'm sure you have. And I'm interested. I have a few more questions about whether it's smart or not to invest in the Czech Republic. So, first thing I looked into that we didn't talk about last week was the housing market and how that compares to other countries around the Czech Republic.
Great question, Max. You know, I think the housing market is one of those key things you want to think about investing in. Housing market's got a lot of benefits to it because it's a very diverse thing you can use. For instance, you can A, just live in the house. B, you can rent it out. C, you can make it a vacation home with renters cycling in like a timeshare. That's up to you. So that's a nice broad thing you can do with this house.
Of course.
And it's a long term. You can keep a house for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, as we learn in the United States, the housing market we need to look at before we invest. Now, the housing market in the Czech Republic is doing pretty well.
Right.
Now, just like the United States and pretty much everywhere else in the world, 2008, it pretty much fell. It went down.
Right.
But it has stayed low, stayed pretty much at a relatively low, constant rate. But in the last 2 years, has started to rise up more. Now, it hasn't risen at such a rate that I would call it exponential growth.
Right.
I would call it more nice, steady growth. Now, that says to me is it's sustainable growth. We're not rising at a rate that's not able to keep producing it like we did before 2008.
Correct.
If you look at graphs from back then, you see a rate that's almost vertical. It's going straight up.
Skyrocket.
Boom. But we don't want boom. We want nice,
Steady
slow
growth.
Yes. Perfect.
Right. And that's what I got from what I studied as well. So another question, kind of backtrack a little bit. Being a part of the Soviet Union, what is that? Does that affect the Czech Republic at all?
Oh, excellent question, Max. It affects the Czech Republic in so many ways that you really can't imagine. Aside from just different social aspects, there's a lot of economic aspects to it. For instance, the prototypical Soviet state was very fundamentally based in production of manufactured goods, such as cars, chemical products, things like that. Now, that's still the same as it is now in most of those former Soviet states.
Right.
The Czech Republic is no different. They still are very based in production of things like cars and things like that. But with positives, it's nice, diverse production. There's a lot of things they're producing, computers, things like that,
Right.
compared to other countries. Now, I want to then just look at Romania to base it off of.
That's a good comparison.
Because similar states, both were part of the Soviet Union. Now, if we look at the Romanian economy, they are not diverse,
Right.
not doing so hot. And overall, let's see how that looks at their housing market too. The housing market, not strong. They too fell 2008, but really haven't recovered. Now, they have risen since then. Don't get me wrong, they're on the right path.
But they're still not where they want to be.
Oh no, they are very low right now. And the thing is their growth is very, very slow. Unlike the Czech Republic where it's a nice constant rate, it's more at a glacial pace.
Of course.
That's not what you want to see if you're investing. You want to see at least some return.
Yes. And I agree with that as well, Joe. So that's all the time we have for right now. We're going to go to a commercial, and please don't leave us. We'll be back. Unless you want to look like Romania and have no growth, whey protein. Good evening and welcome back to Monday Night Live. If the video looks clear, it is, because we upgraded to HD while you were gone. So, anyways, back to what we were talking about, Joe. Smart or not to invest in the Czech Republic? The next question, big question here, we're looking at the housing market, but let's get more in depth. We're talking construction, consumer goods, GDP per capita. Can you elaborate on this for me, Joe?
I can. What an excellent question too. You know, when I first think about the housing economy, I want to look at it from an aspect of construction. Are they building new houses? Because that shows that it's growing. The answer is yes. They are building new homes, and that's going to be fueling a lot of jobs in housing, architecture, building design, supplying the materials to build a house. Those are all things that are built around the housing.
Things go into that.
So that's good. That's going to provide more jobs.
Right.
So another factor we're going to build in here is the consumer products that go into the home. We're talking about just basic stuff like food, water, gotta buy that.
Necessities.
Need those, but then other luxury products like, I don't know, bedding. Most people want that.
Yeah.
Probably gonna want things like, I don't know, a shower head. Probably gonna want that.
Of course.
So,
I would also say that's more of a necessity, but yes,
You can always use
I
the
would
hose.
agree.
You can always use that hose, Max.
Yeah.
But-
I agree.
Those are all things that people are buying. Now, if we continue on, we're going to see that people's quality of life is also improving if we look at different graphs of the GDP per capita.
Right.
Now, the GDP has been on the rise, but not just that, the GDP per capita or the GDP per person is rising. That's good. That means quality of life as a general trend is increasing. That means there's more money in the economy that can be spent on products that improve quality of life, like that good old-fashioned shower head.
Good old fashioned shower head.
Now, we're going to keep going with that, and it's also mean they're going to be able to buy more housing and improve their quality of life. What does this mean to you as a foreign investor? Well, it means that you're going to be able to buy that home and then sell it to another person, most likely from the area, or maybe another foreign investor at a higher price, because they are going to be able to invest that money and be able to probably have a sustainable job to pay for it. Now, another thing we got to look at with this investment is inflation.
Right, of course.
Now, we can't just look at the Czech Republic. We can't just compare it to Romania like we did in the last segment.
We have to look at the Eurozone.
That's correct, Max. That's a big factor because that's all Europe. That's a lot of countries.
Right.
So the uninflation rate has been rising at around 0.09% over the course of the last few months. Now, that's per month, of course.
Right.
Now, if you factor this out, we're going to be around 10%. No, I apologize, Max. I mean 1.09%.
Okay. Big difference.
Of course, and my decimal places were wrong when I was dividing it in my
Yes.
head. Now that's going to be playing a fundamental role in the investment, because if you're investing with an inflation rate that's very high, then you're probably not getting your money back, because then if it keeps growing, then let's say you sell the house for only $100,000 more, well, that's not really truly $100,000 more.
Correct.
So you don't have to look at that. Now that's good, because with the inflation rate that's rather low, that's good. But we also got to look at unemployment. Unemployment currently is right around 4 to 5%, 4.5.
Very good.
Right around there. That's great, because that's right around our national unemployment rate. Now, if we're at the national unemployment rate, it means we're at full employment. That's a healthy amount of unemployment to have. Less than that just means we're in a boom. More than that means we're in a recession. We're in neither. We're right at that potential GDP, and we're almost hitting it. That means we're going to be able to rise up nice and steady, and this means it's a perfect time to invest. So now, let's go back. How are we going to invest? I would say a safe investment, housing. Is it going to be as exponential as maybe some of the stocks and banking in the country? Nope. But I see it as a safe investment.
So you would recommend people invest in the Czech Republic right now?
Right now,
Housing market.
I would say buy
The way to
home,
go.
buy land, because that's going to be going quick. Remember, you can always use the house in multiple ways, and it seems as though you have to sell it for a profit in the future.
Of course. Well, there you have it. Joe Bushing, all the answers. Monday Night Live. We'll be back next week. Thank you.